Picture a stack of $100 bills. Not a briefcase full, not a duffel bag full. Just one stack, about 4 inches tall. That's $10,000. Most people can picture that. It fits in your hand. It feels real. Now try to picture $1 billion the same way. You can't. Not really. And that's not because you're bad at math. It's because your brain was never built to understand numbers this large. Here's where it gets strange. If that $10,000 stack is 4 inches tall, $1 million is about the height of a person. Still imaginable. Still something you could stand next to. But $1 billion in the same $100 bills would stack over 350 miles into the sky. That's not a skyscraper. That's not even a mountain. That's past the edge of where astronauts live on the International Space Station. Psychologist and economist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying how the human brain handles numbers, and one of his key findings was simple. Once a number gets large enough, your brain stops treating it as a quantity and starts treating it as a symbol. A million and the billion start to feel the same, just a lot. Your brain quietly gives up trying to scale them accurately. So let's scale it a different way, not in bills, in time. If you spent $1 every single second, day and night, never stopping, it would take you about 11 and a half days to spend 1 million. To spend $1 billion the same way, spending $1 every second without pause, it would take you almost 32 years. Read that again. 32 years of non-stop spending, $1 at a time, just to get through a single billion. Now here's a twist. The wealthiest people on Earth today aren't billionaires by accident of a lucky lottery ticket. Many built fortunes worth over $100 billion. At $1 a second, spending that fortune would take over 3,000 years, longer than the pyramids of Giza have existed. Economist Thomas Piketty, who spent years researching global wealth and inequality, has pointed out something important here. Wealth at this scale doesn't behave like income, it behaves like gravity. It pulls in more of itself simply by existing, through investments, interest, and ownership, whether or not the person holding it does anything at all. So what could $1 billion actually do if you weren't stacking it or burning through it $1 at a time? It could build about 3,000 new homes for families who don't have one. It could cover the salaries of roughly 15,000 public school teachers for an entire year. It could fund clean water access for millions of people in regions where walking miles for water is still part of daily life. Researchers at the World Health Organization have estimated that ending preventable child deaths from unsafe water and poor sanitation in the world's poorest regions would cost a fraction of what a single $1 billion could cover if directed with precision. This is where the number stops being abstract and starts being uncomfortable, not because billionaires are villains in a story, but because human brains, the same brains that struggle to picture height, struggle just as much to picture impact. You can look at $1 and understand exactly what it does. You can look at $1 billion and understand almost nothing about what it does, unless someone breaks it down piece by piece. That's the real cost of $1 billion, not the number itself, but how invisible its true size becomes the moment it gets too big to picture. So the next time you hear a number followed by the word billion, don't let your brain shrink it down to just a lot. Picture the stack. 350 miles into the sky, 32 years of counting, 1 second at a time. That's not just wealth. That's the difference between what your mind can hold and what actually exists.